guess today's the perfect day to kind of announce that in the fall that I'm going to do a series on the Jewish roots of the Mass and of the Eucharist. The purpose, I guess the main motivation is kind of in this year of the Real Presence to do something on communion. And today's first reading is kind of like, a perfect segue, into that. So actually, I've started it about halfway done. And so today's kind of going to be a little preview of what to expect. So just to kind of show you where we're at in the story, Egypt is done. We're never going to hear about Egypt again in the book of Exodus, and maybe one or two allusions elsewhere in the Old Testament, but slavery to the Egyptians is over. Once they crossed over the Red Sea and the waters came down upon the Egyptians, done. Now the people are God's people. But notice that God doesn't immediately take them to the wilderness. No, in fact, they're going to have a 40-year formation period. They have to learn how to be children of God and not slaves. Again, today the introduction is a perfect example. Just like at the Red Sea, where they see the Egyptians coming and they start complaining that, hey, we were better off as slaves in Egypt than to be slaughtered out here, in this area. And it's the same mindset. Hey, we were better off as slaves in Egypt than to die in this wilderness. They fail to realize that God is going to be constantly taking care of them. But they always want to go back to their old ways. And just like in baptism, our identity is changed as beloved sons and daughters of God the Father, but we want to go back to the old way of living. It's just like us, really. Just like us. So the Lord is going to feed, He's going to feed these people who are grumbling against him with this bread from heaven. And we have to understand that in the Jewish tradition, this bread was considered sacred. They believed that this bread even existed before creation, meaning that it's not tainted by the fall. This bread had a sweet taste to it because it was a promise, a foretaste of the land in which the Lord was going to give them, the land flowing with milk and honey. And this bread was so sacred, a gift from God, that they reserved it in a tabernacle to gaze upon the promise in which God is going to give them. And then in Jesus' time, the Messiah was going to come and bring this bread. That was going to be one of the signs of the arrival of the Messiah, that he was once again going to bring the food of angels, just like Moses did in the desert. This Sunday, we're going to get John chapter 6. We're going to get the multiplication of the loaves and the fishes. So keep that fact especially in the back of your mind as we see the miracle of the loaves and the fishes and this extensive conversation that Jesus has with the people. Because one of the things that people are going to say is, hey, Moses fed us the bread in the wilderness. What are you going to do? And Jesus is going to say, amen, I say to you, if you eat my flesh and drink my blood, you will not have life within you. But again, just more on that. This is going to be over the next about 5 weekends. I'm excited. I don't know about you. But this Eucharist here is the fulfillment of the bread of angels. That's the key. So when we talk about real presence, we're talking about real presence. We're talking about bread from heaven here. Again, the Jewish tradition, they were waiting for this. We as Christians say, we have it. It's right over there, reserved in the tabernacle. May God bless you.